It's called Warhammer, and this tabletop fantasy war game set in a dystopian science fantasy universe was created in 1987 over in the UK. Here in Quesnel, local gamers recently attended a Warhammer tournament at KMAX Videos and Games.
It is 40,000 years in the future, so far beyond that everything that we know is already gone. It is a very colorful backstory. Going from the 80s, it has sparked a series of movies, probably half a dozen video games, and more books than I could possibly count. I started playing about 5 years ago, and I enjoy it because of the level of tactics and forethought needed to play the game. It's like chess, but way harder. Each model is given a point value, and before the game starts, both players agree on a point value, and they make their army lists from their codex. The codex is a book for each army that dictates their abilities, their stat lines, what they can and can't do. They have come a long way. The kits are state-of-the-art models. I mean, they use a resin plastic blend that is tough, lightweight, and the level of detail is fantastic. Games Workshop has only increased the level of models and the level of collectability in the last years. It's only gotten better. I love it for the fluff. I actually read the books before I ever started playing the army, and some of it is just fantastic. It's a very colorful world with fantastic characters. It has ups and downs, it has drama and adventure and sadness. It has a very memorable stage that they've set.
Part of the allure of Warhammer is the creative aspect of painting and modifying the sculptures.
Okay, so dry brushing is when you want to add highlight to the model to add depth and color. So you usually add a little bit of color to the model to get the prime color you want, and then you add a light color and you rub the brush on the paper towel or cloth or whatever you want until the color is not showing on the cloth. You can barely see it showing on the cloth anymore, and then you dry brush or rub the dry brush as frequently as you can over top of the model, and it'll just leave the color that you want, that you just got just a tiny highlight on whatever surface, and it'll just add light and just shades and make them all look really nice.
I've been playing about a year, and I've gone through every single army, pretty much. And I finally settled with this one. The Sisters of Battle. Okay. Very scary space nuns with flamethrowers. It's the one I've painted the most. I've played them 3 times only, and I've had them for about 4 months.
What do you find, what's the advantage of your army as opposed to, say, orcs?
Flamethrowers.
5s and 6s. Oh, looking nice.
That's how you start.
It's the fun of the game. It's, you know, an example, you know, you have a model, this is a very basic model. He's built, a little bit of modifications. But where you take it to the next level is where you put your heart and soul into a model and you paint it, like Jason's done, much better than I have. So really, that's the flavor of the game. You get some ownership in some of your models and your projects, and it just adds that much more fun to the game because your heart and soul has gone into building a model, painting the model, and it really does change the game. You're not just playing with something you bought in a package. This is something you've had to construct from scratch, do some modifications to it, add some extra bits to it, paint it to your standard, and then you field these on a game board. You can take this hobby and this game to whatever level you want. If you're just into playing, well, then you can just field plastic models without any paint on them. But it's the hobby is there so that you can take it to the next level if you choose, and that means, you know, doing a real nice painting job and putting your personality into it.
For Shaw TV, I'm John Mackenzie.